your term book ready and your pencil also. So open page number 299. So 299 and 230 we are going to complete it today. So we are learning about the breathing methods and movements. So breathing methods we have completed in the previous session, and movements also we have completed half, and today we will learn about the aerial animals. We will learn about the aerial animals and aquatic animals, and about migration of animals also we will learn today. So aerial animals, page number 299. Most birds can fly. They have special features such as, so aerial animals are nothing but birds which spend most of their time in the air. So here there are few things which help them to fly. Can we fly? No, but only birds can fly. So let us see what are the differences from birds to us. So they have a streamlined body. That is, their body is very light and it is in the shape of a boat. How a boat will be? Like this. A boat will be like this, right? So even the bird's body also will be in the shape of a boat. So they have a streamlined, that is very light body. Feathers to fly and keep the body warm. So they have very lightweight feathers on their body, and they even keep the body of the bird also warm. Their forelimbs modified into wings to fly. So they also have forelimbs and hind limbs. So hind limbs are the legs which we can see. And what are the forelimbs? The forelimbs are changed into, they are modified into the wings. So for that wings also they have feathers throughout it. So with the help of that wings only they can fly. Hollow bones to make the body light. The body of the bird is very light. They are not heavy. So why? Because they have hollow bones. What are hollow bones? So did you see any time a flute or a bamboo stick? So how a bamboo stick or flute will be? It has the outer covering, and inside that there is nothing. Only air is filled. Even the bird's bones are also hollow. So in between the bones the air is filled. So because of that the bird is very light weight. Strong chest muscles to provide energy for flying. Now if we want to run, so which part of our body should be strong? Our legs and the muscles of legs should be strong. If we are athletic and we want to lift up some weights, our legs as well as our hand muscles should be strong. A bird should fly. So for that the muscles of the chest should be very strong. So why the chest muscles only should be strong? Because the wings are placed near the chest. That's why the chest muscles should be very strong. A tail to change the direction while flying. So how does a bird knows to change the direction, whether to go to left side or right side? Here the tail will move the direction of the bird. So if it wants to move to the left side, the tail will move to the right. And if it wants to move to the right side, the tail will move to the left side, in the opposite direction. Now whenever you are going in a boat, if you want to move front with the oar, you are going to push the water backside. Right? If this is a boat, you have a long stick. This is called as oar. So with the help of this oar, if you want to move to the front side, you are going to push the water backside in the opposite direction. So you are going to move front. Here also in the same way, whichever side the bird wants to go, it moves its tails to the opposite direction. So here the tail will help to change the direction of the bird while flying. claws that help them to walk on the ground and sit or perch on the branches or trees. So here they have claws. Claws are nothing but they have fingers. How we have fingers? Even they also have fingers like this, and they are called as claws. So what do? With the help of that they hop. Few birds they walk and few birds they hop. If you take a hen is going to walk and fly for a little height. And if you take a few birds they hop, that is they are going to jump. And to perch, that is sitting on the branch holding it tightly and watching others. So these claws they are going to hold the things tightly, and even they will help to walk on the ground. Some birds have large, heavy bodies and poorly developed wings, so they cannot fly. Ostrich, cassowaries, emus and penguins are some examples of flightless birds. So here there are some examples of flightless birds. They are birds but they cannot fly. So why they cannot fly? Because their wings are very weak. Either their wings must be weak or else their body must be very huge. Now if you take an ostrich and penguin, they also have wings but they cannot fly because they have a very huge body. What do they have? They have a very huge body. That's why they cannot fly. And few birds are very small and weak. So because of that weak body also they cannot fly. So bats are flying mammals. The skin from their body stretches to join each forelimb, forming a wing. So bats are birds but they are mammals. So they do not have feathers. They have skin which is covered completely with the skin, and they have hair. Now if you see a bat here, it's completely covered with skin. Aquatic animals. Aquatic animals such as fish swim with the help of fins. The paired fins on the sides acts like oars of a boat. They help the fish to move forward and balance itself. The tail fin helps to change the direction. So here fishes, like how I said an example here, boat, it has an oar. So even fishes also have fins, that is just back of the gills they have small tail like structures. Like how birds have feathers, how they have wings, in the same way fishes also have small fins. So with the help of the fins they are going to push the water backside and move their body forward. And how they are going to change the direction? It is with the help of tail. So with the help of its tail they are going to change the direction. And these fins they will help the fish to body its balance also. So ducks have webbed feet for swimming in water. Frogs also have webbed hind limbs that help them to swim in the water. Water insects such use their legs to swim. The four limbs of turtles act as paddles that help them swim by pushing the water backside. So penguins use their four limbs as flippers which help them to the swimming. Now if you look here, there is a duck. This duck, then frog, then tortoise, they have webbed feet. So what is webbed feet? Even they also have fingers like this. How I have 5 fingers. They also have 4 or 5. So they also have like this. But here there is a gap for me. But for that duck, this gaps will not be. So this entire part is covered with skin. And it looks very flat. So with the help of this flat part of the webbed feet, they are going to push the water backside. And even frogs also in the same way. Tortoise also, they are going to push the water backside and move the body front. Then the penguins. These penguins also have very broad feet. So with the help of that broad feet, they are going to push the water backside and they swim. So these penguins, they live in polar areas. So they also swim in water and even they walk on the land. Then migration. So what is migration? Migration is nothing but moving from one place to the other place in search of food. So even human beings also migrate. So in whichever place they are living, if that place is not suitable for growing crops or if they do not get any work to do, so people start moving from one place to the other place in search of food or work. So here also animals in that particular place, if they do not get the food, they are going to migrate. That is, they are going to move to the other place. Or else, if that particular area is not suitable, the climatic condition is not suitable for them. If it is very very hot or very very cool and completely filled with the snow. So in such cases also people cannot stay for a longer time in that places. So in such cases also people are going to migrate. So even in the same way, same thing happens with the animals. So they are going to migrate from one place to the other place. So let us see how animals are going to migrate. So sometimes hundreds of animals migrate in search of favorable conditions such as temperature, food and breeding grounds. So they travel thousands of kilometers to escape from the cold weather, to find food and to find a suitable place to give birth to their young ones. When winter ends, they go back to their original habitat. The large-scale movement of animals is called as migration. So, birds, they reproduce by laying eggs. So, the eggs should be little warm. Then only they hatch and a baby bird comes out. If the climate is very very cool, there is no suitable condition for the egg to become into a baby bird. So, in such cases, to give birth to the baby bird, to lay the eggs for reproduction purpose, the birds are going to migrate from one place to other place. That is for breeding. So, if large number of birds or animals, they start moving from one place to other place, then such case is called as migration. What is it called? Migration. So movement of birds, if the birds or animals, if they move in large amount from one place to other place in search of food or to search for the favorable condition which they live, is called as migration. So here are few animals which migrate. You can see in the picture it is a Siberian crane. So Siberian cranes also, they travel for thousands of kilometers and move to a little moderate climate. So birds that live in cold regions migrate to warmer places in winter. The Siberian crane flies thousands of kilometers to reach India. So in another places, whenever it is winter, there will be so much of snowfall where these birds cannot tolerate it. So in such cases, they are going to travel to India, where here after their winter is finished, again they go back to their native place. So thousands of kilometers they are going to travel and come to India. Salmons live in sea. They swim long distance to reach rivers to lay eggs. They die there and the young ones swim back to the sea. So here are the salmons. They live in the sea, but when they want to lay the eggs, they travel for thousands of kilometers. They just swim and go for a river. So in river they are going to lay the eggs and it is going to die. And the young one which comes out of it, it will not stay in the river. It will come back to the sea. Again when it want to lay the eggs, it will go back to the river again. Monarch butterflies fly from Canada to Mexico during the winter season. So here is the second picture. It is a monarch butterfly. So it is going to fly from Canada to Mexico. In the winter season, it's going to migrate. African antelopes migrate in large numbers to escape the drought during the summer season. So here these are the antelopes. They look same like goat. So in Africa the climate is very hot. So these animals also migrate from that place to just escape the drought condition. So if it is very hot, they don't even get water to drink. So in such cases they are going to migrate. Thousands of olive-breasted ridley turtles migrate to the coast of Odisha to lay eggs. So here are the turtles. So they also move to Odisha to lay eggs. So where do tortoise lay the eggs? They dig the pits, small holes they dig, and deep inside they go and lay the eggs. So this is about the lesson, and here you can see the new words in page 301. Habitat, the place where an organism lives, feeds and reproduces. Camouflage, a way in which some animals are colored and shaped so that they cannot be easily seen by the natural surroundings. Cuticle, waxy and water resistant outer covering found in insects. Rodents, small mammals with sharp front teeth. Proboscis, a long thin tube found in insects used to suck nectar or blood. Spiracles, holes on the bodies of insects for exchange of gases. Trachea, a network of breathing tubes in insects. Blowhole, hole present on the head of whales and dolphins for breathing. Forelimbs and hind limbs. Forelimbs are the front legs in mammals and hind limbs are back legs in mammals. Then migration, the large scale movement of animals at certain times of the year. So this is about the lesson. In the next class we are going to do the objective. So your homework is you should write the features of aerial animals from page 299. Your homework will be features of aerial animals. There are 7 features of aerial animals. A streamlined body, feathers to fly, 4 limbs and hollow bones. So these are the features of aerial animals. So learn and write the features of aerial animals from page 299. One time in homework book. So this is your homework, children. So from page 299 you have to write the features of the aerial animals. You should learn and write it one time in your homework book. So hope you all have understood this. In the next class I am going to tell you the objective. We are once going to just recap all the lesson and I am going to tell you the objective. So hope you all have understood this lesson till now. Thank you.